We are live. We are live. We are live. What's going on, good people? Welcome to the I Am the Possible universe, soon to be university. Guys, before we get started, as always, I want to tell you that your presence is the greatest present that you could possibly give me. Before we get into any of the intros and the content and the blah, 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 I want to honor you, shout out, salute you, the people, right? The people, like The Rock talks about, the people's champ. It's all about the people. So before we jump into anything, guys, I want to thank you for showing up and rocking with me in this moment, guys. We are continuing this series on how to finish what we start, and I got some good ones for you this week. But again, guys, welcome to the I Am the Possible universe, where our mission is to revive your hope for what's possible. And many of you guys, like me, right? Let me raise my hand first. Like me, there were years where I did not believe that accomplishing my goals and my dreams was possible. I did not believe that. I did not believe it in here. I certainly did not believe it in here. And for many of us, the reason that we don't believe that it's possible is because we don't believe that we're worthy. We don't believe in our worth, our value, right? And so you guys know that I love to teach, preach, educate, instruct on the value of an individual. So you're going to get some love here. You're going to get some value, some worth. You're going to get some self-discovery. You're going to find out what God has done, has already invested, has already planned for your life anytime we go live, anytime we share in this moment, because truly your worth is the way to what you want. Yeah, I said it. Your worth is the way to what you want. Deep down inside, many of us, we just don't believe that we're worthy. We just don't believe that we are worth enough to have the things that we want in this world. We don't think that we're worthy of doing and being the things that we actually desire most. And so as it ties into this series, guys, I just felt that someone needed to hear that. Someone needed to know that whatever your goal, your dream, your vision, your project that you're working on, whatever it is that you're going after, guys, I'm going to be giving you 3 more steps, right, that you can implement, that you can put into your arsenal to help you cross that finish line of life, so to speak. But more than anything, I can give you all the tools, all the tips, all the tricks. And at the end of the day, there's going to take some guts and some tenacity. And those guts and tenacity, guess where that's going to come from, guys? That's going to come from a deep-rooted belief that you're worthy, a deep-rooted belief that you're worthy. So if you don't, in your gut, right, on that gut level, if you don't really believe that you're worthy, none of these things are going to really move the needle for you, so to speak. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't take them. It's not to say that you shouldn't take note today, because sometimes you need to grasp some things, tuck some things away, and then work on yourself, work on your worthiness, right? Work on your worthiness first, right? Then once you work on your worthiness, then these things that you've already taken note of, now they're ready to be put into action, right? I hope that makes sense. I want to say what up to anyone that's jumping on. What's going on, David? What's happening, my brother? Dropping that fire emoji for me. What's going on? Good morning to you, my brother. Shout out and salute to you, my man. Thank you so much for rocking with me this morning. Guys, we're going to jump right in, man. We're going to jump right in. You know, I was laughing to myself earlier today. I was coming from the gym, right? And I'm in the process of creating an online university, right? Courses and these master classes that are going to be really deep diving on the things that I teach, right? The philosophies and just a lot of common things that where people struggle, right? And things that really relate to the things that I've overcome, the things that I've had great success in, right? And so I just want to begin to really impart those things, share those things, and really pour, more into you on a deeper level, right? So working on creating these courses, right? And I was laughing to myself. I was saying, man, I don't know about you, but when you buy these courses sometimes, or you buy content, um, they take 20 or 30 minutes to get going, right? It's like the intro is like an hour all by itself. And it's like you're thinking to yourself, man, can you get to the point? Can you get to the meat of the matter? Can you get to why I bought this thing, right? I bought it so you can give me the steps, right? I didn't buy it to hear all of these sales pitches and upsells and all this other stuff. So I just thought about the fact that I want to minimize, right, some of these things unless the Lord leads, man. I want to minimize a lot of the intro chatter, man, right, and just start to get to the meat of the matter, and and really start to better serve and really present to you guys in a very timely, orderly, professional manner what it is that we're doing, right? So let's go ahead and jump into this thing. That was just a side note. I'm just sharing. So let me go ahead and stop that thing from scrolling, and I'm gonna jump into this thing, guys. We are still on our series. Let me see. I can share my screen. Let's jump on over here. Let's see here. Let me jump over to this side. Let me get my presentation ready. All right, guys, let's jump into this thing. Let me double click here. Boom, and share. All right, here we go, guys. Here it is. How to finish what you start. We are on part 3. And we're going to be doing this all May long. Now, here's a heads up, guys. Here's a heads up. Your boy is going to be on vacation next week. So we are going to, May has 5 Saturdays, 5, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Saturdays. And I'm not going to be presenting this content next Saturday, the 22nd. I'm just not going to be here because I need some rest, need some downtime, right? Side note, get some rest, right? Hey, bonus track. One of the things that may be stopping you from, finishing what you start is that you're running so fast that you're out of breath and you never take a break. Okay. So I'm taking a break. I need a vacation. So I'm taking a vacation. So I will post something, right? I am committed to Saturday content. So I will post something. More than likely, it'll be an oldie but goodie from my YouTube channel. Something that I feel led to repurpose and repost. But I will pick up with part 4. If you are following this series on the podcast and the broadcast, I'm going to finish part 4 on the 29th. Okay, May 29th. We're going to finish up this series on how to finish what you start. But this week, guys, we are here. We are live, and it is part 3. All right, guys, first one, or before we even get into the actual steps, again, as a reminder, if you're just now picking up with us and you haven't been rocking with me the entire time, I wanted to remind you of what it is that we're doing here. This is a series overview. And so basically what we're tackling, guys, are easy to follow steps, not hard, easy to follow steps. Anyone, that means you. If you're listening, yep, that's you. You're included. You up in here, baby. Anyone can use to improve their ability to see a project, task, plan, or go through where to completion. We want you to finish. We are so freaking tired of the start and stop. No, it's time to get it done. It may take longer than you thought, and we're going to be getting into that in just a moment. It may take longer than you think, but you're going to get it done. That's the goal, to get it done, to finish and follow through. All right, guys, here is number 1 right out the gate. Please, if you got a pen and a pad, write it down. Something magical about writing is something magical. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it, but there is something magical about writing things down. I know there's studies been done about it, and I don't have time to go into it because I don't really understand it. It's just magical. That's the best way I can describe it. But when you write something down, it just becomes real. I don't know. Like the Bible talks about it, man. Make it plain. Write it on tablets, right? The tablet of your heart, but also write it on physical tablets. Why? So that a herald, someone that is ready and willing to take that thing to the next level, baby, they can take and run with it. Okay. So put it on paper. It's like bringing life to it. I don't know. It's just like bringing life to it. So plan for your pain, but I want you to write these things down. These 3 points today that I'm going to be going through, I want you to write them down. Okay. Plan for the pain, anticipate the agony. All right. So I'm coming over here and share a little bit On planning for the pain. Okay, guys, here's the dealio, man. Here is the dealio. Listen, I always kind of share this. I maybe share it in a different way, but the way that I kind of summarize it is whenever you step into the I Am the Possible universe, soon to be I Am the Possible University, when you step into anything that I'm instructing, I want you to know that I instruct from integrity. I'm never going to share with you something that I'm not doing and something that I'm not dedicated and committed to doing consistently in my own life. So anything that I'm sharing, these things that I'm sharing with you, these are things that I am doing in my own life. So I want you to plan for the pain. What I mean by that is, guys, I have in this past week, so just as a great example, I have been disappointed. I have been discouraged. I have been deflated. I have been not defeated, but what's the word for it? Not deflated. Depleted, right? Like like this bottle of water, like you don't have enough water, right? You feel empty, right? Like you're drained, depleted, guys. That's a part of the process. That's a part of it. There are going to come times where you're going to be faced with the pain. And so what I want you to do is I want you to plan for the pain, anticipate the agony. Now, one thing that I'll do, because I can speak to this best, right, as a personal example, when I ran my first half marathon, side note, I'm going to be running a full marathon soon, right? COVID is lifting. And so we're starting to get back to regular life. And so these races are starting to open up again. So I'm super excited about that. So your boy will be very, very soon running a full marathon. I don't know quite when, but I'll be looking to plan that pretty soon. But I'm going to utilize the life of a runner and the process of a runner because I know that life well. And I think it's one of the best ways to illustrate these 3 points today. Okay. So number one, plan for the pain. What that means is that there's going to come a time like I've been experiencing this week where agony is going to set in. Stress is going to set in. Pain and discouragement is going to set in. It's just par for the course. That's just how it happens. Now, for many of you, I'm just preaching to the choir. You guys already know this. You already know that the pain is coming because you're experiencing it like right now, like real time. And I'm going through it too, like real time, like literally just yesterday, I was punched in the gut, right? I don't have time to go into all the details, but your boy invested a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of effort, man, into a total. Now on the physical world, I know God has something better. I know God's got some lessons, right? There's purpose in your pain, right? I get it. Yes, it is that all of that is true. But your boy got punched in the gut yesterday and it felt like an L. I took an L yesterday on the natural level, on the physical level, on the human element level, right? Because again, I ain't trying to be fake and phony. I recognize that there's something bigger at work. I recognize that God has his timing. All of that aside, all of that recognized, yep, I get it. But let's just do some real talk. Your boy was straight up pissed, straight up hurt, straight up tears in his eyes, right? Okay, let me just be all the way 100. Like, oh my God, when is this thing going to ever freaking work? What else do I gotta do? I don't know if you feel me. Hashtag I feel you. Have you had tears in your eyes lately? Have you had those moments where you like, oh my God, like, are you serious? What else do I got to do? Is this thing ever going to work? Right? If you feel me, drop me. I don't care if you live or on the replay. Hashtag feel me. If you ain't ever been there, hey, as my pastor says, it's coming to a theater near you. Because if you after something like really real and you really want something and you really after it, there is going to come a time where your eyes are going to be filled with water called tears. And you going to be raising a fist to the heavens saying, are you serious? And that's where I've been this week, right? That's just how it is, man. Now, joy came in the morning. I'm working through it. I'm processing through it. And a part of it is this revelation, because actually I had 2 other points that I wanted to share with you. But those got pushed back for the last week of May because I wanted to get this one to you because God dropped this one on me this morning. Like, oh, okay, I got to do that. I have to plan for the pain. Here's a very easy, simple way, right? Again, simple. Anybody can do this. Here's a very simple way for you to plan for the pain. Write yourself a future letter or a letter to the future you. Here's what I mean. Whatever your goal is, take it. I'm going to, let's just say okay, let me take one for me. I'm going to create a online business. Okay. Because that's real for me, right? I'm literally in that process. Okay. I'm going to start an online business. Before I even start, before I take step one, I'm going to write myself a letter. Dear Travail, and you put in your words, right? Dear you put in your name. Dear you knew this moment was going to come, right? Again, this is the future you. This is the letter that you take out when the pain hits. Okay. So dear me, dear Travail, you knew this moment was going to come. Now that you're in this pain, now that you anticipated it, your pain does not mean abort mission. Your pain does not mean run like a punk. Your pain does not mean give up. Your pain does not mean throw in the towel. Your pain does not mean God doesn't love you. Your pain does not mean no one supports you. Your pain does not mean that you're not worthy of this goal. And you list whatever you got to list, man. Say whatever you got to say to yourself, right? Be your own encouragement, right? David, he encouraged himself in the Lord. For those of you who need some Bible, okay? Write that letter to yourself, man. This is what God dropped on me this morning. Write a letter to the future you and say, you knew this moment was coming. We planned for this. Just like a runner in a race. When I ran my first half marathon, mile 7, I'll never forget it. Mile 7, the pain kicked in, man. I was ready to throw in the towel. Not really, but I kind of was like, oh my God, like, I don't know if you ever had those moments where you're like, why did I sign up for this again? Why did I ever start this again? Right? You ever had those moments? Right? Hashtag I feel you. Right? Have you ever had those moments where you're like, man, why did I do this again? What made me sign up for this? Right? Why did I take on this mission? So around, 7, I was having that moment, right? The pain kicked in. Now I didn't have a letter, but what I did have was, man, I'm 7 miles in. I got to finish this out. Right? I just got to finish. Okay. So guys, plan for your pain. Know that it's coming, anticipate it. And one way, now you come up with your own thing, right? You can get creative. You come up with your own ways to plan for it. I'm just giving you one to start off with. Write a letter to the future you. For when that pain kicks in, you're saying to yourself, yep, we knew this was coming. And this is not what it means. Because many times we want to assign meaning to the pain. And many times we default to the junk that we've got in our hearts that we've never dealt with and never resolved. So many times it's, oh, you're a loser anyway. Oh, you ain't never gonna get this anyway. Oh, see, a good life for you. Nah, come on. That ain't real. Right? All of that baggage and junk that you've been carrying around that you've never really got cleaned up, right? That you never let God really deal with. All of that starts rising to the surface when the pain kicks in and you give yourself a get out of jail free card. Like you give yourself a way out, right? And if we really want to start getting serious about our goals and dreams, we got to stop giving ourselves a way out. And one of the ways that we can do that is by this letter that you write to yourself that says, no, this is not an indication for you to give up. No, this is not the throw in the towel moment. Nope. This is not, this is never going to work, right? Whatever your narrative is, write that to yourself and say, this is not what this is. And then give yourself a list of what it is. You can just give it a meaning. One of the things that came for me is, okay, this pain indicates progress. I'm doing something I've never done before. This pain indicates progress. I'm simply doing something that I've never done before, right? That's what happens, right? Sometimes transition and change is difficult. It's painful. It's painful. Pain hyphen F-U-L-L, not just painful, painful. Sometimes change and transition, because whatever it is that you're looking to be successful at, whatever goal, dream you have, it's a form of change. It's a form of transition. I'm preaching to myself, by the way. It's change, it's transition, and change and transition is painful, especially to the ego and especially to the old you. Very painful to the ego and the old you, because the ego wants to be in control and wants to keep things status quo. The old you is not comfortable with this new space that you're trying to enter. I'm not going to go down that path, but just let that sink in. Your ego wants to keep things under control. And you, the old you, that old self, you're like, yo, man, I'm comfortable being a loser. You're not one, but you're telling yourself that. I'm comfortable with shrinking back and finding ways to fail, right? So that letter, that very tangible act that you can take today is going to deal with that. And you're going to be able to encourage yourself and give yourself space to be reignited, for God to come in and restore some things and revive some things, right? And refresh some things. Sometimes we don't have to have a solution. Sometimes we just need enough time to kind of just pause and not jump to conclusions and not just make things, make those permanent decisions in temporary, circumstances, right? Sometimes we just need something to refer to wake us up again. And that's just a very tangible, simple thing that you guys can do. I hope that makes sense, right? Let's see. I got some folks over here. Maybe that makes sense to some folks. What's up, Angeline? What's going on with you? Live from New York. What's happening? Thank you for joining. Thank you for rocking with me this morning. Velda says, so excited for you. I'm excited, right? I'm getting whopped, but I'm excited too. Thank you for joining, Velda. I appreciate you. She's my YouTuber. Thank you. I got one YouTuber in the world, right? One gonna soon be 1 million. 1 to 1 million. 1 to 1 million. I'm just gonna release that right there into the atmosphere. I'm gonna confess what it is that I am creating. Okay, that my one faithful Velda is my one faithful YouTube liver right now. Velda, you gonna spark a movement on YouTube for me, okay? So my 1 to 1 million. Evan, what's going on with your boy? He says, great to see you, bro. Great to see you too, man. I appreciate everything that you're doing out there, man. Thank you so much for rocking with me, my man. Oh, Velda says, I feel you. All right, somebody feels me. Oh, Ev says, I feel you. Woo-hoo, I got some folks feeling me. Good. I ain't by myself. I'm not by myself. I knew somebody else had to feel me. Thank y'all, man, so much for this love, man, for this commentary. See, this is what I envision for Saturdays. Not just a one-way thing, right? But I want to chop it up with y'all, man. I love this. I love the idea, bro. Hey, appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you. Misty is in the building. Good morning to you, Misty. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for joining. This is the first time I've seen your name, so I just wanted to give you a special shout out and salute. Misty, thank you so much for rocking with me. Your presence, if you didn't hear me in the intro, is the greatest present that you could ever give me. So thank you so much for rocking with me this morning. Appreciate you. Velda says, I'm no stranger to pain. I try to give myself grace. That's all we can do. Give some grace. That's right. Keep it pushing. Keep it going. That's right. Give yourself some grace. Thank you so much. And I know a little bit about your story, Velda, from us just chopping it up. So I know like you keep it 100. I know you know about this pain game. Yep. I respect that. I totally respect that. All right, guys, let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it moving. So you got the first one, plan for your pain. All right, here we go. Let me get over here. Booyah. Set a pace. Set a pace, ladies and gentlemen. Set a pace. Focus on your feet. Guys, there are things that matter most whenever we are looking to accomplish our goal, our dream. There are things that matter most. There are usually multiple components to a thing, right? Whether it's a project on your job, whether it's your, you running a marathon, whether it's you starting a business, whether you launching a ministry, whether you starting a nonprofit, whatever it is, there's multiple things that are going on. There's multiple things that are going to be happening, but there are some things that matter most, right? There are some things that matter most. And I want you to know that the things that matter most is where you need to be focused. And for me as a runner, it was my feet. I don't know if you know much about running, but you have to ice your feet, massage your feet, stretch, tape your feet, your ankles, your calves, right? All these different things that you have to do. One thing that I had to do that took me out of my comfort zone was purchasing running shoes. I don't like spending money on tangible things. I'm more of an experienced person. I'm more of an, let's go and experience this thing. I don't like retail all that much. I'm just not a into physical things type of person, right? I spent close to $200 on some running shoes, Nike Pegasus, right? I'm gonna just go ahead and put it out there. Nike Pegasus. Now, I gotta give love, respect, big ups and shout outs to the Nike Pegasus. Ooh, hoo, hoo. These suckers are good, man. I mean, good, baby. Like you walking on pillows, like you walking on clouds. But it was hard, man. Like swiping that card or whatever. Oh no, I actually ordered that from online. So, but just purchasing it, man. But as a runner, your feet matter most. So that's where you want to invest the majority of your money and your time. So guys, in your thing, take your thing, whatever your thing is, what matters most? What moves the needle, right? What moves the needle for you? You want to focus on your feet. Your feet is whatever matters most in your thing. And that's where you want to put your concentration. Concentration. I'm in front of many lights right now. Okay. You might even see the glare in my glasses. I pray that you don't, but I got all these lights set up here to get the look right. Right now, this light is all spread out, but I could take the same light, just like the sunlight outside. It's all spread out, lights up the earth, right? And I can focus that down and concentrate that light like a laser beam. When I focus it down, when I concentrate it down, right, it becomes focused. It's able to burn through paper. There's power. It can do some things that when it's all spread out like it is right now, it can't accomplish. It's the same light. You don't increase the wattage. You don't increase the power of the light. You just home it in. You just concentrate it in. Well, in the same way, guys, we need to be able to concentrate on what matters most, because there's a lot of elements. There's a lot of things that are spread around that are a part of the overall plan for what it is that you're doing. But where's your focus? Where's what matters most? And what I'm saying is focus on your feet. There was a point in time, I think it was around, again, mile 7, where that pain was kicking in so bad, man. It was like, yo, man, what the heck is this? Right. And so I had to focus on my feet. I had to stop looking at the crowd, because there's all these people that are walking by or standing on the sideline, I should say, and they got hot dogs in their hands, and they got beers in their hand, and they got little signs. You got this. Keep going. You're gonna do it. You can do it. Right. All these onlookers, and you're looking at them like, yo, man, they over there chilling. They got hot dogs, they got beers, man. They ain't got a worry in the world. And here I am, like, why did I sign up for this again? Man, this is painful. I'm out here hurting right now, and they got smiles on their face. I ain't got no smile on my face no more. Right? Sometimes you gotta tune all of that out. Put your eyes back on your feet. Now, real talk, what I had to do was I had to actually look at my literal feet and just start thinking to myself, next step, next step, next step, next step, next step. This whole setting of a pace, shout out to KB, Kyle Brown, the world's greatest running coach. He's not actually a running coach. He ran track. He's dope at running. God blessed him with wings. Okay. Like his legs are like wings. But when I ran my first half marathon, KB trained me. And one of the things that he said to me was, find a pace that you can run at forever. Right. That was one of the first things that he said. Find a pace that you can run at forever. It don't got to be fast. It just has to be a pace that you can maintain like forever. Right. So I found a pace, man. Boom, boom. And now I'm looking at my feet. Forget the sideline people. Forget the other competitors that look like they just they running like the wind, man. Right. They running like the wind, like it's effortless. Right. So then you start comparing yourself to others, and then you start thinking about the crowd and, all the elements. And I mean, dude, you would get so distracted, so bogged down with all of the other elements, and it wears on you. Put that in the context of whatever your goal and your dream is. There are always going to be those on the sideline booing you or cheering you. Don't get distracted with that. And there's always going to be this element of competition where there's other people that are doing what it is that you want to do, and you can get caught up in what they're doing and how fast they're running and how far along they are. And I'm just telling you from experience, pace yourself, and focus on your feet. Okay? I pray that makes sense. All right, guys, last one. Here we go. Where's we at? Booyah. Oh, yeah, baby. Make it bigger than who? Than you. Make it bigger than you. Make it bigger than you. Contribution compels. Contribution compels. Write that down, man. Make it bigger than you. Hashtag, make it bigger than you. Hashtag, make it bigger than you. I know that's a long hashtag, but it's worth writing. Guys, I love Shark Tank. Right? Let me go back to my screen here so I can chop it up, right? And by the way, if you guys are not downloading and listening to the podcast, guys, I want to remind you down here, right? Pause for the cause, right? Service announcement, download, right? And begin to listen to that podcast, right? I go a little deeper. I share different stories, different angles about the same topic, right? But it's just a little, it's just a different experience. So if you've not downloaded and subscribed to my podcast, I Am the Possible podcast, check that out. If you are someone who you've not downloaded my free workbook, the Self-Worth Self-Discovery Workbook, you also want to go ahead and download that. Information is on the ticker. Guys, again, your worth is your way to what you want. If you don't have a sense of worthiness, you can want it all day long and you will never allow it in. You are the gatekeeper. That workbook will begin to condition, help, train you to believe in you, how much you matter, your significance, your worth in this world. You will begin to see that not only can you make a contribution, but you've been created to be a contribution. Right there on the ticket. Download your free workbook right now. Go to iamthepossible.com. Okay, guys. And the link is in the description of this video. All right, guys. Booyah. Make it bigger than you. Okay. Make it bigger than you. Contribution compels. Okay. I love Shark Tank. And one of the things about Shark Tank, I don't know if you guys watch Shark Tank. I'm a Shark Tank watcher. Okay, need some more water over here. Shark Tank watcher. And one of the things I love about Shark Tank is listening to the entrepreneur's story, right? When I listen to their story, this isn't always the case, but like 90% of the time, they tell a story and they get all, okay, so, 15 years ago, I had this, right? And then they go into whatever it is, right? Whenever the shark asks them, and I don't know how good that acting was. I know that wasn't Denzel or, Will Smith level acting, right? But hey, I'm not an actor. But they go into the sob story, and it's not a bad thing. It's like, it's real, right? But the point is they go into a very emotional moment. The eyes water up and they put their head down and kind of look away and start, you see it swelling up. You see it welling up in their eyes, right? And then they share a moment in their life where their heart was broken. Well, 10 years ago, my mother passed away from this thing, whatever this thing is. And we decided to make a solution for anyone else suffering. Or, 3 years ago, I was in a car accident and I suffered like this. And now we created this to prevent that from happening to anyone else. Whatever it is, and I know you guys feel me if you watch Shark Tank, whatever it is, it's usually sparked the imagination, the idea, the contribution came as a result of them wanting to contribute to the life of someone else. Now, I don't know if you've ever watched Shark Tank or not, but if you ever watch, like, they're doing their presentation, that entrepreneur, they're in front of the sharks and they're doing their presentation and the camera zooms in, right? Their hands get to shaking, man. Like you can see their hands literally shaking. They are terrified, man. They're in front of billionaires and multimillionaires, and this is their shot. They're taking their shot. This is their moment, right? And they are shaking, but they're following through. They're being courageous. They're making this thing happen. This is their shot, right? This might change their life forever, right? And so their hands are shaking and whatnot, and they're explaining why they did what they did, or invented what they invented, or created what they created, and it was all about contributing. Most nonprofits are started because someone wants to contribute to preventing the suffering that they and their families experienced in their own lives. There's something about contribution, guys. There's something about contribution that compels you beyond the sticking point. When you make it bigger, right? When you make it bigger than you. Selfishness, when you're stuck in selfishness and it's all about you, most of us are conditioned or predisposed to, not being worthy, having a poor self-image, having low self-esteem, because in our formative years we were damaged, we were hated on, had things done to us, said to us, lies told on us, and we developed this idea of ourselves that we're not worthy anyway. And so quitting becomes easier, giving up becomes easier, not pushing through becomes much easier, because you're the only one on the line. You're the only thing that's on the line, right? So when you take whatever it is that you're doing, in whatever context that you're doing it in, and you make it bigger than yourself, and you see it as a contribution, you're now compelled. You're now pulled, right, into that next step. Remember, focusing on your feet, next step, next step. You have to continue to decide to take the next step. When I was out there running, I had to continue to decide to take the next step. Taking the next step was a literal decision. I probably made 5,000 decisions during that run, because every next step was a literal decision in and of itself. So you have to continue to make decisions. Well, when you make it bigger than yourself, you're able to take the next step. If it's just about you, if you're the only one that's on the line, if you're the only thing that's on the line, then it's very easy to abort mission, because most of us, not all of us, but most of us, we don't really feel all that great about ourselves anyway, if truth was told. Now, we may get on social media and act like everything's good. We may be around our family members, act like everything's good. We put on masquerade, and we go to church. How you doing? I'm blessed and highly favored of God, right? We play all them little foolish games. But on the real, like when you start digging underneath the surface, what you really believe about you? Most of us really don't like ourselves. Most of us really don't. Most of us really don't feel all that great about ourselves. It's very difficult for us to say or to believe really great things about ourselves. We'll downplay ourselves. We'll get religious with it, and we want to be humble, right? Let me put my humble. Humble is listening to God. Humble ain't got nothing to do with you walking around with your head down. Humble humility is listening to God. If God said it, you just do it. That's humility, right? Boom, bow. Side note. Okay, so but most of us, we really don't feel all that great about ourselves anyway. So we're not a very great source most of the time. We're not always the best source of inspiration. That's why I created iAMthepossible. Literally, right? I don't know if you guys have ever heard this backstory, right? Just as a side note, really quick. Years ago, man, 2006, 2007-ish, 2008-ish, riding a 690 bus from Pasadena, California to Claremont, California on that bus. And I'm people watching, as I always do. And I'm looking into their eyes. And I had that surreal moment where these people's eyes, man, to me began to speak. It was like an audible sound. I saw the desperation in their eyes. I saw the despair, and it spoke to me. And what I heard in that moment, right? You can call it spooky, crazy. You can call me crazy. I don't care. But it was like I heard their eyes say, I really want to like myself, but not like this. That's what I heard. I really want to like myself, but not like this. And that's what sparked I Am the Possible. Because I saw that people were pausing and postponing what was possible for them. And in that context, what was possible was for them to like themselves and to accept themselves and to see themselves as being worthy. Where they were hitting the pause button, right? I got my little remote. They were like hitting the pause button on the possibility of liking themselves. Why? Because of the current state that they were in. And so I Am the Possible is like, yo, no, 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 no. I am that which I am becoming. I am the possible. That possibility, I am that. I don't have to wait. I don't have to pause. I don't have to postpone, right? This ain't no football game. Postpone because of rain. No, man, I am. I exist. I am now. I am here, baby. I am the possible. You, right now, whoever you are the possible. You and your possibilities, one and the same. Everything you hope to be tomorrow, you already are today. That's the mission. That's the philosophy. I'll save everything else for another time, right? But I just wanted to give you that backdrop, right? Because a lot of people don't really feel themselves. And it's not about arrogance and being conceited. You can be humble. You can obey God and totally believe that you're awesome. You can totally please God and think that you're awesome. Those two things can coexist. They absolutely can. I'm living proof of it. Okay. All right, cool. So anyway, make it bigger than you, man. Contribution to others, right? Contribution to others. That is what compels you. Listen, one more thing that I wanted to share that God dropped in my heart this morning was the fact that we were made for contribution. I don't know if you ever really stopped to think about this, but in the garden, right? God, let us create man in our likeness and our image, right? Let him do X, Y, and Z, right? So God formed man from the dust of the earth, blew the breath of life into his lungs. But then God said, it's not good for man to be alone. So what did he do? So what did he do? He caused man to go to sleep. And he took from man to make woman. That's what he did. A man with a womb man. That's what he did. He took from original man, Adam, right? Man. He took from man and he made woman. That's all we've been created to do is contribute, baby. It's in our DNA. It's a part of what we are. It's a part of what we do. We were made for community. We were made for contribution. We were made for service. We were made for humanity. We were made for unity. We were made for the collective. We were made for cooperation. We were made for this. So it's very natural. It's very natural for you to make it bigger than you. Don't resist that. If you're on your job, make it about your coworkers. Make it about your boss. If you're in church, make it about the congregation. Make it about the pastors. You got a nonprofit, make it about those that benefit from it. You're starting a business, make it about the employees. Make it about the stakeholders. Whatever it is. See how you can put it in whatever if you're in the family, make it about your spouse, your wife, husband. Make it about your kids. Whatever it is that you're doing something within your community, you're doing something within your front yard or something like that. Make it about your neighbors. Whatever you're doing, man, consider and contribute to other people and watch how compelled you become. That stuff that I've been going through this past week hit me and gut punched me, right? I took, okay. It hurt. I confessed it hurt. I told my family, they cheered me up and whatnot. It hurt. I didn't know how I was going to continue, but I knew deep down inside, somehow, some way, I was going to have to dust myself off and keep going because I do what I do for you. I'm doing what I'm doing for you. Live replay, not for me. It's for me, yes. It is for me, yes, because I'm a teacher. I love to do this. But the contribution is bigger than me. When I wrote my book, I'm thinking about the woman in the sauna that was 120 pounds soaking wet, but she needed to lose more weight because of the pressure that her bigger sister was putting on her. I was thinking about the people on that 690 who had corporate jobs and who was getting dropped off to Mercedes Benzes and Teslas and nice cars and going to these nice houses, but deep down inside they didn't like themselves. I'm thinking about them. I'm thinking about you. So it compels me to keep it going. It compels me to not stop. It compels me to not quit. So you got to make it. You got to make it bigger. You got to make it bigger than you guys. It has to be about somebody else as well. And that's what's going to get you there. That's what's going to cross that finish line. All right, guys, that's it. That is it. We are at 45 minutes here. Let me stop sharing. Booyah, guys. That is it right there, man. We are done. Those are my 3 today. Hope you wrote them down. Hope you got them. That's it. That's it. Next week, again, I'll be sharing some oldie but goodie content. So you want to check that out, some oldie but goodie content. And then on the 29th, then we'll pick up with the last installment of this month's topic, how to finish what you start. Let me say what up to a few more of these folks dropping these comments. What's going on, Misty? Good to be here. Good to have you, Misty. Thank you so much. Velda says hashtag plan for your pain. Thank you, Velda, for dropping them hashtags. Velda says, nice choice of shoes. Yes, it was some dope, man. Them Nike Pegasus are real. She says, nice choice in shoes. You have to pamper the feet that move you forward. Ooh. Can I steal that one, Velda? Can I have it? Velda, can I have it? I need to put that in notes because, I'm creating content for these courses and putting some dope stuff in there. That's a dope one. That's a dope one. I'll give you credit. Come on, let me screenshot that. Velda, can I have it? Drop me a hashtag. You ain't got no hashtag, but just say yes or no, please. Let me know if I can have that, Velda. Are you still rocking with me, Velda? You on? Is it got all 3 and shared? Come on, Velda. Let me get that one. Let me get that last one. Angeline, great live today. Thank you so much, Angeline. Yes. Thank you so much. New York is in the building. The Big Apple. We got to get out there. Got to get out there, man. That's another one on my list. Got to get to New York. Got to see what's going on that East Coast. What's going on, HP, brother from another mother, CMB. That's what's up right there. I don't know if y'all see, I'm kind of aging myself. If y'all ever see New Jack City, but that's my CMB right there. That's my CMB. I don't know if I'm Nino or if I'm G Money in this scenario. I don't know which one I am, right? Well, my tendencies are more like G Money because I can get addicted to stuff. I get addictive, right? I have that personality when I latch on to something. So maybe I'm G Money, maybe he Nino, right? If y'all know about that New Jack City life. But yeah, man, that's my CMB right there, boy. What's going on with you, man? Angelina says, you're welcome. Thank you so much. And Velda says, you can always have it. Thank you so much, Velda. I'm a screenshot it though. I'm gonna screenshot that so I don't forget it. Here, let me do that. Let me screenshot that. Bow. All right. Gotta keep my notes so I don't forget stuff. Because I'll be having a million thoughts going through my head and then I forget stuff and then gotta go back. You know how that go. Yeah, my boy Laugh. Yeah, man. Listen, dude, I don't know. I think maybe you Nino. Right. You're a little darker than me, and you got them boss skills. You got them boss skills. So I'm gonna be the G Money. But I just don't want it to end like that, though. Right? Let's both ride off into the sunset. Let's not end it the way they ended it, though. Right? But that's my man right there. Velda says, of course. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, guys, that is it, man. Go have an amazing Saturday, man. Go out and just, go out and love on some folks, man. Go out and be something great for somebody. Go out and pay it forward. Share some love. Take these notes and, share it with somebody. Let them know to, listen. Let them know that finishing what they start is possible, right? At the end of the day, right? All of the courses that I'm creating and everything that I'm doing, it's all about it's possible. It is possible. If you can get the possibilities established here and you can get them established here, then out here is just a matter of time, right? So let somebody know today that what they are dreaming for, believing for, praying for, looking for, it is possible, guys. Let me get my outro ready. So I can drop that outro when I say deuces. Love y'all, man. Praying for y'all, believing in y'all. Until next time, remember, guys, what you have always been is why you, yes, you will always matter. Until next time, peace.